Hey guys, welcome back once again. In this video, I am going to show you how to validate a form using Formic and Yup. As you can see here, I have simple registration form and this form contains name, email, phone number and password. So to create an account, you need to fill all these fields because all fields are mandatory here. Okay. So here we need to validate this form, and in order to validate this form we will be using two packages, Formic and Yup. So the use of Formic is to manage a state and the use of Yup is to validate a form. So now it's time to jump to the VS Code and implement the validation. So here come to the VS Code and you can see here I am in app.js and here I have imported a component called registration form. Okay, so now let's go to this component. Here as you can see I have here typography, that means the heading, and below I have a form with the 4 text field and a button. Okay, so now we have to validate this form. Okay, so first of all we need to install two packages, Formic and Yup. So let's do that. So open a new terminal here and write npm install Formic Yup. Okay, so just hit enter. This command will install these two packages. Okay, so already I have installed, so I am not gonna to do this again. Okay, so now what we have to do here is we need to import Formic from Formic. So let's do that. So Formic from Formic. Okay, and now you can see our form tag is starting from here to here. So let's cut this. Okay, and here let's write Formic tag. Okay, now here we wrote the Formic. Okay, so here open curly bracket. Now this is gonna to take arrow function, so let's do that. Okay, and here this is gonna to give you a props. So most of the time the developer used to say Formic props, so here we will be calling as props only. Okay, and now what we have copied, just paste it here. Okay, so now let's replace this HTML form by form which is gonna to come from Formic. Okay, so here let's come and import this form from Formic. Okay, so now if you are coming to the UI, you can't see any changes. We need to provide some of the props to this Formic component, and the first props is gonna to be our initial value. Okay, so here I will write initial value. Okay, and let's define the value as a initial value and let's create this value here. So initial value, and initial value is gonna to be some value of the text field or input field. Okay, so here I will define first as a name and initial value is empty, and second as a email which is also empty, and here the phone number, okay, which is also empty, and now password, so empty. Okay, So now what we will do is, here let's handle the on submit event to this form. So here basically we used to write this at the form level, but here we will be doing at forming. So here I will write on submit, and here we need to pass a function. So let's call it as on submit. Okay, so this function doesn't exist, so let's create this function. Okay, and this function is gonna to get two parameters. So first is a values and another is the set of functions. Okay, so let's call it as props here. So now here let's do console log to the values. Okay, so now let's come to the UI. Let me do a right click and go to the inspect, and here console, and now let me type here something and hit this register. So you can see here we got this name as a empty, email as a empty, phone number as a empty, password as a empty, but we wrote here it's not reflecting there, right? So for that what we have to do is we have to bind two things. So first is the value and second is the on change. Okay, so now let's come to the input field here and let's define value. Okay, and this value is gonna to come from your forming. Why? Because already we have defined initial state. So I will say this props. Okay, so here the props dot, and here I will get this values. Okay, so values dot, and what is the field name I have given for this? So field name is name. Okay, so save it. So now we have defined this values. Now we have to define another one property called on change. Okay, so let's do that. So here on change, okay, and we need to define our function. So here we are using formic, so we don't need to write that. So formic will do it for us. So here let's write props dot handle change. Okay, now save it and let's come to the UI. So here let me start typing here something. So you can see I got this warning here. So formic called handle change, but you forgot to pass an ID or name attribute to your input. So what I have to do here is I need to pass a name. Okay, and this name attribute is gonna to have the same name what we defined in our initial state. Okay, so here we define this name. So here I wrote this name property as name. Okay, so I can do either by using ID as well. So ID here is gonna to be name. So now save it and let's come here and now I start typing something. Okay, so now click on this register. So you can see we got this value here. So this is the one way to handle a state in formic. So now let's understand the other way. Okay, so let's come to here and we will implement this way to this email. Okay, so now let's break the line, and here I will get a function from this props. So here curly bracket, and let me destructure it. So props dot, okay, and this is gonna to give me a function that is called get field props. Okay, and here I need to pass email. That means the initial value name. Okay, so now here let's define the name as email here. Okay, so what we have done here is we will get this function from these props. It is gonna to expect a parameter string which can be the name or ID of this input. Okay, so now let's save it, come to the browser, and here let's type something and let me hit enter. Okay, so it's not allowing, so now register. So you can see I got this value here. Okay, so this is the second way. So now what is the difference between both? So here we were writing the values and on change, but instead of doing this I wrote directly props dot get field props, and here I need to pass name of the input or either ID of the input. Okay, so now let's implement the third way here, and that third way is we will get a component from the Formic and that is called fields. Okay, so field, and now let's implement the third way to this phone number. So here what we will do is, here I will remove this tag text field and I will write here field. Okay, so field, and now let me save it and come to the UI. Okay, so you can see I am getting object and this is the simple input box. Okay, so now here let's define the name. So name is gonna to be phone number, save it, and let's come back here. So you can see here now this value is empty. Okay, so here if I will type here something and hit enter, so I will get this value here 123. Okay, so what we have done as of now here is we have replaced this text field tag with this field tag. Okay, so this field component we are getting from Formic, and here we have given name. Okay, so now here we are using the material UI text field, and now we are getting the simple text field. So for that what we can do is we can pass another one props that is called as, and here this is gonna to get type of the text box. So here we can pass this text field. Okay, so now let's come back here. So you can see it has rendered like our material UI component, and now let me type here something and hit register. So you can see I have this phone number value is 123. Okay guys, so as of now we have seen how to manage a state in Formix by using different ways. So here first way value and change. Okay, and second way by spreading this function get field props, and third way is field component we will get from the Formic, and here pass as your native component. Okay guys, so now we are managing state. So here let's do the same thing for the password. So here I will say field as a password. Okay, and as here text field. Okay, so now here I need to add name. So name is also gonna to be password. Okay, save it, and let's come back here and let's try all the way. Okay, so let me hit enter. So you can see I got all the values here. Okay, email, name, password, and this phone number. Okay, so better way to use is this field, because this is the simple syntax. Okay, so here if you want you can replace, but for this video I am not gonna to change this upper 2. It will be helpful for you guys. Okay. So now let's implement the validation right now. Okay. So for that, let's import EF from EF. So here import all as EF from EF. Okay. And here this formic is gonna to take another one props, and that is called validation schema. Okay. So here let's define these props. So validation schema, and here validation schema. This variable doesn't contain, so let's create this. Okay. And here what I will say, EF dot object, okay, dot shape. That means what is the shape of this object should be here. Okay. So let's define this. So first property in initial value, you can see this is the name. So let's define the condition for name first. So here name colon EF dot string. Okay. So whatever the value I will get, I will convert that value to the string, and I will say required. Okay. So this is gonna to be mandatory field. If user is not giving the value or typing the value, it will show error message as required. Okay. So now let's come here. Okay. So let me type here something, or let me remove right now, so you don't see anything here. Okay. So now let's come back here, and inside a form I will do one thing. So I will do console log to this props what I have here, means the formic props. So now let's here type something and come out, and now let's expand this one. So you can see here in errors you have name and required. Okay. So here we got the error. So now our task is to bind this error on this form. Okay. So for that, what we will do is we will get another one component from formic, and that is called error message. So let's import this component error message. Okay. And here let's come to the component here, input box, and now here what I will do is here I will write helper text. Okay. And this helper text is gonna to take a component. So here I will pass error message. Okay. And here I will pass another one property name, and this name is gonna to be name here. Okay. So what I did here, this error message which is coming from formic, I will pass as a value to this helper text, and this is gonna to take a property name. It have to match with this name. Okay. Now I closed it, save it, and let's come to the UI. Okay. So here it's not showing. So now let's do the same thing here, cut it down and come to the field this phone number, paste it here, and replace this name by phone number. Okay. So here this name by phone number, and now come to the schema, and here we will define our phone number. Okay. So EF dot string dot required, and here we will say required. Now save it. Let's come to the UI, and here I came in and came out. So you can see here now it has been binded here. Okay, so now if I am trying to click on enter, this form will not get submitted. Okay, so now I need to resolve this error first. So let's bind to the name and other as well. So for that, what I have to do is I need to replace this tag with the field. Okay, so here I will comment this line. Okay, and here I will copy this and paste it. Text, here it is a name. Okay, so name, and type I can remove here, and I need to pass here this helper text. Okay, so I will do this helper text, and this is gonna to be name. Okay, so I will comment this line as well, and here I will do the same thing with the email. So here email, okay, so now let's add helper text to the password as well. Let me break this line, paste it here, and replace this name with password. Okay, now save it, and let's come to the UI. Come to the name and come out. So you can see here we have this required field. Now let me do to the email, but here you can't see because I haven't defined the schema here. So let's define the schema here. So this validation schema is gonna to take email, and here a dot string. Okay, and here what I will say, this is gonna to be email. If that given email is not valid, please show enter valid email. Okay, and this is the required field. If not, so show this message there. Now we are done with this, and here, so this phone number is gonna to be your number. Okay, so here I will say, instead of string I will say number. If somebody is trying to enter any character there, so it is gonna to give me type error. Okay, and here I can define a message what need to be shown on the form. So here I can say enter valid phone number. Okay, so now let's come to the password. So here password dot, and this is gonna to be a string. Okay, and now here what I will say is required. Okay, so now let's save it and come back here, and here let me type here something, or I came out simply. So you can see I got this error. Let me come out from here. So everywhere I got this field required. Okay, so now what I will do is I will write here Vikas, and here the email ID. Okay, so now let me remove one by one. So you can see here enter valid email, because whatever I have entered, this is not a valid one. Okay, so once I will be giving the valid email ID, this message will be gone. as you can see here. This is the phone number. So now let me try here some ABC or any character. So you can see enter valid phone number. Okay, so number I don't have any issue. And for this password, let me write here something. And now let me hit on this register button. So you can see I got this values here. Okay, so if I have a error here and if I am trying to hit enter, this will not get triggered. Okay, so now let's handle another validation here. So name should be minimum 3 letter and password should be always more than 8 letter. Okay, so here let's come to the schema, and now here we can write this property called min. So string, and here we can define min. Okay, and this is gonna to take two parameter. First parameter is gonna to be number of character, so it's gonna to be 3 for us. And here what is the message we need to show? So I will say it's too short. Okay, so if the name is less than 3, I will say it's too short. Okay, and for password here I will write this minimum as a 8. Okay, and here the text I want to show is minimum character should be 8. Okay, now let's save it and come here. So you can see I got this error here required, and let me start typing here something. So it's showing me it's too short. If I here give an M, so now it's 3 letter and the error has been gone. Okay, so let me show you for the password here. So now let me type here something. So I typed and you can see I am getting minimum character should be 8. So now let me type more than 8 or 8. So here this is the 7 and now 8 and the error has been gone. Okay, so now if I am hitting here register, these two required field I haven't filled, so I will get this error. Okay, so as of now you might have noticed another one more thing is here, that we are not getting the star asterisk symbol here. Okay, so for that what we have to do is come to the input here, and we need to add a extra property here, and that is required. Okay, so let's do copy paste for others as well. Save it and come here. So now you can see here we have asterisk symbol. Okay, so now what we want is once the any of the component having error, this name, the complete text input should be in red color. Okay, so how to do that? So in material UI we have here one extra property that is called error. Okay, so now let me pass this error here and let me define this value as a true. Save it and let's have a look. So here you can see I got this red color, and why? Because this is the error. Okay, so how to handle here conditionally? So for that what we can do is, we know that we will get a error message. Okay, so once we will come here to the values, so what we can say, so props dot error dot if have here something, please show this field as a error. So what I can write, instead of true I will say props dot errors dot, and for which field I am checking here, name, so I will write name. Now save it and let's come back here. So here I got this error, and now you can see this whole text box in red color. Okay, so now what I will do, let's implement for other as well. So what I will say here, let's copy this error, okay, and paste it here to the second, and let's call it as email here. Save it, and let's come back, and here let's come out. So you can notice one thing. So I have tried to enter something here, but I got this red in both. It should not have to happen, right? Because we were focusing on this name. Okay, so now let's expand this, and you will some interesting thing here, and that is touch. Okay, so touched property is true for name, because just before I touched this name. So now let me clean here, and let me come out here and expand this one. So you can see the touched property is true for this name and email both right now. Okay, so what we will do is we have to focus on this property as well. So here let's come, and here what I will write, and props dot touched dot name. Okay, so if both the condition is true, then only show this input box as a red. Okay, so here I will do this for email. Okay, and now let's copy this error message, okay, and do for this phone number. So here I need to replace this email with phone number. Okay, and here at the last for this password. So here password has been replaced, and here as well. Now let's save it and come back here, and now let me hit on register. So you can see I got this error message for this one. Now I came here and came out, so I got for this one, and here so I got for this, and now for email as well. Okay, so once I will start typing here. Okay, so you can see it has been become now blue, means it is not red anymore. Why? Because the error has been resolved here. Okay, so now let's do for others. Okay, so you can see I don't have any error here. Let me hit on this register. Okay, so here we are getting this value. Okay, so now we have clicked on this register, that means this form got submitted, right? As you can see we have data here. So now this value have to be reset, means this value should not have to be here anymore. So for that what we will do is, now let's come to this on submit, and here let's do console log to this props. So here values comma props. Now what we can do, we can remove this console log here, save it and come back here. So now let me enter value register. So you can see here I have this function reset form. Okay, so what I will do is I will call this form. Okay, so here onto console log. Okay, so instead of doing the console log, what I will do, I will do alert. Okay, so JSON dot stringify it will convert value into the string, here null and here 2. Okay, and after this what I will do is I will call the reset function. So here reset form. So copy this function and paste it here. Okay, save it and now come back here and fill this form. Okay, so it's not 8 character. Okay, so now let me click on register. So you can see here I have this value name, the code, email here, phone number here and password here. So once I will click on this OK, now you can see I don't have value here. That value has been reset and this function has been called successfully. Okay, so in this video we have seen how to validate a form using Formic and Yup. So basically how to validate a form using Yup and how to manage a state by using Formic. Okay, so here we have seen the 3 ways to manage a state. So first is to pass the value and on change, and second to pass this get field props by using the name here, and next is by using this field component. Okay guys, that's it for this video. You can find download link of this code in description of this video. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in comment section. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe. See you in next video.